Okay, so I was contemplating on whether or not I should make a video about this Unite thing, because I thought that either people would think I'm just complaining and being bitter since I left, or they wouldn't care since Unite's been dead for like 3 months. But if my Twitter timeline is telling me anything, it says that Unite is still a hot topic in a lot of people's minds. There's even still those people on Twitter who fighting over whether Unite was a scam or not. And the reason that this fighting keeps going on is because nobody ever got to talk about it before. Unite just kind of ended out of the blue, the leaders vanished, the Discord was shut down, and people were left with nothing. Unite members didn't want to talk about it because they didn't want to be seen as toxic or like they were starting drama. That was the mentality that Unite put on all of its members. If someone said something bad about Unite, it's because they're haters and just trying to start drama. It even got as bad as the members defending Unite to people on Twitter and lying about things that happened in it. Like, someone would ask why it matters to pay the money if you're not going to be on the show, and a Unite member said that, well, we get to hang out with friends and learn special skills like video editing and character development. And I'm just sitting there watching this thinking, when did we learn that? But the point I'm trying to make is that people are still confused on the whole Unite situation because we never got the chance to talk about it. All the members were just supposed to move on with their lives, but I understand why it's hard not to. Unite was special to so many people because for a lot of them, this was a chance to work with their idols. People they have been watching for years on FAM, and now they finally get to join and possibly do a match with them. And in the end, a lot of people never got that opportunity to even debut on the show. People who have been paying them ever since Unite began, paying $10, $20, or even $50 a month. If you weren't in Unite, it could seem like the leaders sort of just took these people's money and just ran away so they wouldn't be held accountable. Like, right after Unite ended, all of the leaders' social media accounts were either deleted or just inactive. It doesn't look good, and the members don't think it looks good either. I know a lot of people want answers, and unfortunately, I can't give them to you, and we'll probably never get them. What I can do is start the discussion with this video. A lot of shady stuff happened in Unite, and I want to make sure that everybody who wants to talk about it can. You're not being toxic, you're not being a hater, you're just being a person who's confused on why these things happened. So let's start this. The first thing I want to bring up is that Unite was being treated as a business. The members weren't really looked at as friends, but more customers to the leaders. I'm not saying they were only looking for money, but I'm also not saying that. I do think that they did actually care about Unite and they wanted to make it work as best as they can, but I feel like they cared more about the show itself than the actual members. The members that they did care about the most were those who would actually pay the most amount of money. Now, there was one member who donated a huge amount of money one time, and the same day they did that, they were told by the leaders that they have something big planned for them. And on the next show, they were made a champion. Now, I understand that they felt that since this person gave them this much money, they had to give them something, but I still think it was pretty lame. Now, the other members that they did care about also were the ones who would just kiss their ass all the time. Unite was kind of full of these people who really tried their hardest to get close to the leaders just so they could be more prominent on the show. Now, I don't want to make this personal and mention people by name, even though this person I'm thinking about deleted their Twitter account, so I'm not sure where they are right now, but I won't mention their name. But it rhymes with Salic. Now, this person had a match on a show in Unite where they lost to somebody. I'm not gonna say who. It was me. And they still got to have their own match in Inception. Over the almost 70 members who've never been on a show before and have been paying the entire time. All because he was just kissing the asses of all the leaders. Isn't that just great? Now, a lot of people ask about what you actually got for paying for Unite memberships. Before we get into the big thing, I want to talk about the other rewards you would get if you decided to pay more than a normal member. If you wanted to pay $20 every month, you were promised a banner with your character on it that would be updated every month. The reality of the situation was that you would maybe get a banner each month if they remember to make them. And even if you did get a banner, the only update they would make is a star showing how many months you were paying to get the banner. Now, I only paid the $20 for maybe 4 months, and only 3 of those months did I actually get the banner. When I got the banner the second time, I realized there's no need to pay an extra $10 for the exact same thing, so I stopped. Then I decided to do it again a couple months later after I had to get a new Twitter account, so I wanted my actual Twitter handle to be on the banner. But when I got the banner that month, it had my old Twitter handle on it. Just goes to show how much they cared about the banners. But it's alright, I fixed it myself. If you were one of those lucky members who got to pay $50 to be in Unite, you were promised to get a physical item every single month. What was this item? Well, the only time I remember them announcing what they would give them, it was a mug with their name on it. And I'm pretty sure nobody actually got those mugs. I don't really know though, but if anyone did get a mug, send me a pic if you still have it. I'm really interested. They also promised that every member, regardless of how much you paid, would be receiving lessons from the leaders. Now, these would be on things like editing, storytelling, logo creating, and a bunch of other things. Can you guess what happened with these lessons? If you guess it didn't happen, you would be correct. The biggest thing I've seen people concerned and confused about is the promise of being on the show. To be fair, Unite made it clear that people who would pay for the membership would only be given a chance to appear on the shows. Nothing was ever guaranteed. Now, some people are okay with that, but a lot of people aren't. And it's alright to not be okay with it because it does suck. People paying months and months without ever seeing their characters on the show is a sucky thing. Some people are probably wondering, oh, Jimmy, why do you care? You gotta be on almost every show. And I mean, yeah, you're right. I got extremely lucky that they picked me to be the Crimson Star champion. But I'm even more lucky because all the fans who watched the showcase video voted for me to make me the #1 voted Crimson Star. Without you guys who voted, I wouldn't have been on the shows at all, and it still blows my mind. But just because I was on the shows doesn't mean I don't care. And for those who think this was fair and people don't have a right to complain, think of it this way. Most people who watch this probably play video games, right? So let's say you're playing a game like Overwatch and you're buying loot boxes. You want a specific item from the loot box, but you don't get it. You buy more and more loot boxes and you still don't get the item you're looking for. Are you going to tell yourself, well, I was told ahead of time that nothing was guaranteed, so I'm fine with getting nothing, even after paying a lot of my hard-earned money to get it? Or are you going to tell yourself, well, damn it, I just wasted my money? If you went with the first option, well, I guess, hey, good for you, you're mature or whatever. But I believe most people will go with the second option. It's like going to a casino and not winning anything. You're gonna be mad regardless if you knew the risk or not. You just lost your money. Why would you not be mad about that? And to those of you who think this is illegal and you're gonna try to sue Star Team or whatever, first off, good luck finding them. And second off, people tried to sue Overwatch 2 for the same thing, and I'm pretty sure Overwatch is fine. A lot of people in Unite had this mentality that since they were in Unite, they were instantly the best. I'm not blaming them for thinking that way because it was just kind of forced down their throats by the leaders. The leaders would constantly talk about how they're the only show that matters, no need to join other leagues, and how they have the best content in the community. Every time they would tweet something about the show, it would always be something like, ooh, the most historic, groundbreaking, and biggest thing in history, when the reality is something like, hey, we switched channels. They overhyped their announcements way too much for the most simple things. I don't think the fact that you have a Patreon now is going to break the fabric of space and time. But I mean, hey, who knows? I'm not sure if any of the leaders actually believed in what they were saying. I hope not, because a lot of it was dumb, but they should have really toned it down a bit. They would also say that since they've been around doing this kind of content for 10 years, that they know what they're doing. This is just my opinion, but I really didn't care about any of the stories going into Inception. Nothing was really groundbreaking, as Unite would say. For example, let's bring up Salik again. So much for not getting personal about it. See, he had this match against Rafazo at Inception. Do any of you know why they were fighting in the first place? Because they're clowns. Yeah, apparently there's some ancient clown code that states there can only be one clown at a time. I guess clowns are like Sith Lords or whatever. Kind of makes you wonder how circuses are even a thing. So I think it's safe to say that the storytelling wasn't as great as they hyped it up to be. Who knows, maybe after Inception they would have explained it all, but they died. The one thing I noticed when Unite ended was that a lot of members said they were quitting CAW. They thought that since Unite is gone, they have no reason to keep doing it. This happened for two reasons. First, the mentality that they were the best. If the best people in CAW left, then nothing you make yourself would be good enough or would compare to what Unite did. I'm not saying they did this on purpose, that's just kind of the vibe they would give off. Second, for a lot of people in CAW, their goal was to join FAM. I only watched FAM for like a year, and I had the exact same goal when I joined Unite. It was supposed to be their chance to join the league that they've been watching for years. When it ended, people didn't know what to do. Their one goal was to join FAM, but now that it's gone, they have no goal. They have nothing to work for, so they quit. Personally, I didn't quit because I haven't watched them for that long, so it wasn't like earth-shattering news for me, but I still have a lot of story left to tell with my characters, and I wasn't going to be able to tell it with Unite's help, so I'll just do it myself. I don't think Unite should be the end for those of you who love CAW and want to keep going. Do whatever you can to keep going. Now, just because I'm saying all of these negative things about Unite doesn't mean there weren't positive times either. I met so many cool people there that I hope are going to be my friends for life, and a lot of other people in Unite did too. Would it have been better if I could have met these people without paying for it? Yeah, probably, but sadly that's not how life works. I also learned a lot of lessons there that have made me who I am today. Whether it's for better or for worse is still to be decided. Again, I'm not trying to start drama by saying any of these things because I'm pretty sure I can't start drama with a dead league. I just wanted to address my problems that I had with Unite and start the discussion about it. I can tell people want to talk about this because a lot of them are confused about the whole situation, so if you want to talk about it, do it in the comments of this video. Let everything out there, no holds barred. Do whatever you need to do to make this thing better for yourself, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who are feeling the same with you. Don't think about this causing drama or whatever, because again, it's dead. I think if Unite does ever come back, though I really doubt that they will, I'm not going to join back. With all the problems I talked about, and plus my issues with the people who run it, I have no desire to do anything with them anymore. I'm perfectly happy making my own content that you guys can enjoy. I like having my own rules and no restrictions. I didn't get to talk about everything I had a problem with because, one, I didn't want to make this video personal and start mentioning certain people I had problems with since this is more about the league as a whole. And two, I didn't want to make this video too long. Looks like I failed both of those. Hey guys, so I realized when I was watching the video back, I kept saying the leaders, and I felt like I was putting people in that group that didn't actually have anything to do with the things that I was saying. Some of the leaders I don't actually have a problem with because I never really talked with them. I was referring to the more like vocal leaders of that group. Also, if you think I'm just hating on Unite, then I don't really care. I hear a lot of people say that they only remember the good times in Unite, and I think that's great, but I see so many people that didn't have a good time either. And if they say anything bad about it, then they get attacked by those people who still defend Unite. I'm sure people are going to comment on this video before even watching it and say, "Oh, Unite died months ago, get over it." But like I said, even though Unite was only around for a year, a lot of stuff went down and nobody got the chance to talk about it because they were either confused or didn't want to start drama. If you want to talk about it, you can do it in the comments of this video. And if people think you're starting drama, they're idiots because you can't start drama with a dead league.